Hello everybody, welcome to Idle Game Chat. This is Dimp Digital's weekly video games podcast. You've got myself, Apps, here running the operations for this episode. This week, I'm joined by the leader of our Gamerscore Championship. It's Tom Adkins, not Adcock. Adkins, how you doing, mate?
How good, cheers, mate.
You are still top of that, aren't you?
Just, yeah, I knew because he's got a week off, and because he's got no internet or something.
Yeah, and because of Pokemon Go, no doubt. But then you've had a week off as well because of Pokemon Go. So he's still just about leading that. I don't think he's too far off that, Mr. Hall.
Nah.
He's chasing you down. It looks like that's a losing battle. But this is your first appearance here on the rebranded IGC. So let's kick things off with finding out about your gaming systems and your gaming preferences, please.
Right, well, I do have a fairly decent PC rig.
Yeah, Master Race. Is it worthy of being on the Master Race throne?
Yeah.
He said so himself.
It says so, the Witcher. Boom, Ultra.
Right. Is that the acid test these days? The Witcher plays Ultra.
Much, yeah. That is a benchmark pretty much.
Yeah.
These days, or GTA 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
But so I play the brunt of my games on there. Yeah. And then I have an Xbox One and a PS4 for their exclusive games.
So it's only the exclusive games you'll play on those. What sort of games are we into then? Is there a specific kind of genre, or is it you online, single player? What's going to get you hooked and snarl you up?
My thing is third-person action games.
Yeah.
Single player only campaign motherfuckers. So yeah, I'm not really into the multiplayer game. I always try and go for it. Like I went, right, that's it. This is it. Overwatch is going to be the game. It's going to get me back into multiplayer. Play it for 2 weeks, binned it.
Right. So that's an example there. Overwatch is gone, is it? After
fuck that one.
That one. So if you were to in further of an action adventure, what would be a good example of the stuff you like?
You got your Uncharted, Last of Us, God of War, bit of hack and slash, Red Dead Redemption, GTA, that third person.
Yeah. No Microsoft exclusives on there you mentioned. So is that a
Gears of War?
Just chuck them in.
I'm fucking.
Throw them a bone, will ya?
Yeah, Jesus, they ain't got nothing, have they? Bless them.
Didn't like Quantum Break too much then, or?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. It was all right. It's good. It was worth a playthrough. But not a friend. Well, it's only got one game in it. I was going to say it didn't stick with me. It's not one of the all-time greats. I want to say.
No, you're probably right on that. So there you go. That's a good insight to what you get. You do play a lot on the PC, but I think there's been a couple of co-op things that you've bought on the consoles because a lot of us are on there rather than on the Master Race. No Nintendo console.
No, I've got a Wii U, but that is under the stairs.
Oh, you've got to Wii U, but it's just not.
Sorry, not Wii U. No, Wii. Sorry.
Yeah, everyone's got a Wii.
Yeah, I was going to say, not Wii U.
Worth mentioning that one.
No.
But, so I was going to ask you about what you've been playing other than Pokemon Go. I mean, we spoke about that last week, and we'll probably touch on it again this week. But the reason I wanted to ask you that in particular, because I knew it probably drew a blank, because I remember speaking to you not long ago, and you said something along the lines of, since Uncharted 4, I'm struggling to get into other games.
Yeah.
So I wanted to venture into this interesting situation that you found yourself in. What's going on?
I really have been, like when writers have them writer's block. It's like that. I've been trying. I've got a gamer's block. Like I go to play something and I just go, I can't be fucking bothered anymore. Yeah. I'm just going to outdo Uncharted 4. So
is that what it is? That you just rank Uncharted 4 so highly that?
Yeah, I think so. Like I'm just trying. I've tried to get back into Red Dead Redemption. Like, I was like, right, I want to play through that again. That's brilliant. Right, fire it up. Played it for about an hour, and I was like, I can't be bothered. I've done this. This ain't Uncharted 4.
So, do you think it's because of the lack of quality of games, or is it just Uncharted was too good, or is it a bit of both?
I reckon it's a bit of both, to be fair. Like Uncharted 4 was the daddy for me.
Yeah.
But thinking since then, don't think there actually has been a AAA title that's been released.
Not since it. No, I mean you had Doom, which was just before or just after. It's very close to it, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's another one I picked up. I see you and Biff have been playing it. And I thought, right, I've got to get this done now.
Yeah.
But I just haven't got the oomph to do it. You know, the motivation. I can't be bothered to play it.
Yeah.
It really has like sucked everything out of me. It's just gone. Oh, this game is so good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been able to commit, and it's nothing's like holding me in. Like, I'll play it, and I think, yeah, it's good, but with like Uncharted 4, I'll play it, and I'll go to work the next day, and that's all I'll be thinking about is all day thinking, can't wait to go home and play that now. But nothing's done that since then.
Yeah. What do you think the last game before that was that had that kind of impact?
That kind of impact, Division, I'd probably say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I really enjoy playing that. Like as you was just saying, that I bought a few games on co-op. I tend to do that. Like I think because I've got more of a friends list on PlayStation, so it's not always exclusive to the co-op games. But that was another one that sort of, you know, not really into the story mode. I just found that quite fun to play while it lasted. It's fucking dead now, isn't it?
Yeah.
But but playing that sort of, you know, you sort of thought about it at work and that. Just looking through my list.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid maybe before then.
Yeah, I was thinking that. If you hadn't listed that, I was definitely going to be one of the ones that I was going to mention to you. Well, it's a strange place to be in, and we will be going through you know what you're looking forward to for the rest of 2016. We're just over halfway through the year. There's plenty coming up from August onwards, so we'll probably get an insight into what potentially could change in the coming months. But we have had another listener question.
Oh,
so that's 2 in 5 weeks.
Cool.
That is unbelievable form considering it was borderline 0 last time out with the digital podcast. So this one is from Connor Griffin, and here's his message here. He wants to ask, well, it's not, it's a statement and a question. Just wanted to send a message to say keep up the great work. Discovered your podcast last September when I was trying to find some podcasts discussing Metal Gear Solid, which we just spoke about, and I've been hooked since. Also, just wondering what's everyone's opinion on Inside. I'll be waiting a while for a PS4 release, but going by the reviews, it seems to be living up to the hype. So thank you for your question there, Connor. Now, I think I'm the only one who's purchased Inside out of us lot, so I'll be taking the lead on this one. And to be honest, Connor, I wanted to buy it a few weeks ago, but just for some reason never got round to it. And it wasn't until I read your question I was like, that reminds me, I need to play that game. So I went out and bought it today. Spent about 2.5 hours on it, and it's similar to Limbo, really. It's from Playdead Games. So if you liked Limbo, then you'll get along absolutely fine with this. It's got a lovely animations, great art design, the same kind of vague storytelling where you're just dropped into a world of sorts and just left to go right and find out. Obviously there's interesting puzzles and enemies. It feels like there's a few faster paced moments in this one as well that are done relatively, you know, in good stead. The only thing I would say about Inside at the moment, and it's probably something that was picked up in the reviews, is that I said I've done 2.5 hours or so, and I think I'm 62% through according to the Xbox achievement list. So length could be an issue with it. I remember Limbo not being overly long.
Nah, that was about 3 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, if you knew what you was doing, you could power through it. I mean, first playthrough obviously is normally a little bit longer because you're getting stuck on puzzles. Oh, so as it goes on, I expect my progress to slow down because the puzzles get more difficult and more complex. But as a platform puzzle, it's great. It's great fun, and whatever's going on in this world, it seems quite disturbing, which I like. It's a very it hasn't given away the cards of what's happening yet, but I'm looking forward to finding out exactly what is going on, even if it is just a very vague kind of, you know, make up the rest yourself job. We're only going to suggest it, but it's got strong reviews, like you said, Connor. It's got 92.93 on GameRankings.com, so that is a very, very high score. And yeah, it's a good game so far. Only concern is the length on it, whether it's value for money, because it cost me £16. So that to me in euros is going to be maybe 20 euros or so. Although the way the pound's going, maybe not. Brexit and all, but for me it's a little bit pricey at the moment, I feel. But I've not finished it, and I try to keep away from looking at how much a game costs, because at the end of the day, if you enjoyed 5 hours of pure excellent gameplay and paid 16 quid for it or 20 euros, then I don't think you can grumble at that, really. No. At the end of the day, you've played Limbo.
Yeah.
You've got an Xbox One.
Yep.
You saw Inside at E3.
Yeah, I see that bloke called it the best game he'd ever played.
Yeah, a little bit strong on that point. It's very good, but to say that is scandalous.
Rave reviews, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, everyone's picked up on the review, and rightly so. Really, these type of games do tend to do well. And this is what I was thinking for you when you were mentioning you were going through a bit of a rut. Maybe you just need a small, 5-6 hour game that you can go through. That's quite relaxing.
Well, that was where Limbo came in. This was the day just after E3. This was when this rut started to happen.
Yes.
And then I was watching the old E3 press conference, and someone on there said that Limbo is now free.
Yeah.
On Xbox One, so I picked that up.
Yeah.
I did play it in a couple of sittings.
Yeah.
So that's where the rut was coming. But yeah, I did enjoy that. I really like the style of it and that. Yeah. So when I saw this trailer for Inside and all these comments about the best game ever made and all these products, it has got me intrigued. Yeah. But I saw a little review about it, and the geezer was saying that the best thing to do is don't watch reviews about it and just go in with a blank mind.
Yeah.
Don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Go in. So I thought I'd give that a go. But yeah, it's one of those things I just need to buy and go through it. Yeah,
no, I think that applies here because a lot of the stuff that happens you want to be surprised by. I think more and more I go through, I like to know if a game's not broken, but I don't necessarily want to know exactly how it works or what happens, because I think it gives away some of the mystique of games. Do you remember when Metal Gear Solid actually come out, the Phantom Pain, and there was like hour-long freaking like gameplay demos showing you every nook and cranny of what you could do. In the end, I didn't watch them because I wanted to try and discover some of this stuff myself. And it's the same with No Man's Sky. Yeah, well. I've got that similar kind of thought where I don't want to know too much about it. I want to discover what's going on. Although that can lead to frustration if you can't work out certain mechanics. So it's a difficult one to deal with. But I'd recommend Inside. It is, pricey. It depends on, if you've got 16 quid lying around. If you think about that in terms of going out for a few beers, it's not going to get you very far. So
3 pints.
Yeah, exactly. In London, you're not going to be paying far off that. So that's the way I sometimes look at it. I think, it is pricey, but for the sake of 5 hours of a really good game, then when you look at it that way, I can't really grumble too much. And I will, obviously, a review will drop on the game. It'll go on our YouTube channel, and if we've got time, I will plonk it onto the end of a podcast somewhere for people to listen to. But one other piece of news relating to Playdead is that their co-founder, Dino Patti, has left.
Oh,
so the guy that obviously helped co-develop Limbo and Inside is gone now. So it must have been his last project, and you wonder what will happen with Playdead. They don't tend to crank out games quickly, but what they have cranked out in Limbo and Inside have been very highly received. So we'll see if that continues with their next project. Let's take a look at the rest of 2016 through the eyes of Adkins, not through my eyes. This is these are your eyes only. So I ask you to go away and get out. Go away and stay off the podcast for good now. So go away and tell me what you're looking forward to the rest of 2016. Half of it's gone. We're halfway through it, but typically things pick up in the final kind of, half and quarter of this. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming through. When you went away and made your list, top of the list here is Final Fantasy 15. Now, I must say, little bit surprised because I felt like it showed very poorly at E3, and that wasn't too far away. That's still in my mind. I don't know if you agree with that assessment, but that's just when I watched the demo and other bits, and I played the Platinum demo not long ago either.
Yeah,
I wasn't overly impressed. Is that a concern for you, or is it just that you just love Final Fantasy?
No, it was a concern, to be fair, because we did discuss it, didn't we, in our earlier podcasts about that. But like the tech demo, the technical side of the game does look really poor, what we've seen in footage and things.
Mate, Master Race shouldn't be accepting this sort of...
No, well, Master Race, they get it, yeah. I don't know if they
get it. It's not announced. It's not announced yet, so my only thought is that it's going to struggle.
Yeah,
for some reason they struggle to actually optimize stuff for PC. Some firms do not. Yeah, but we've seen it with Batman, for example, Arkham Knight. That was an absolute disgrace on the
proper pig.
Yeah, so that can happen for some reason. It seems easier to develop for bespoke hardware rather than an open platform, which is what a PC is. But it's going to have to be a PS4 or Xbox One jobby for you.
Yeah, it will be a PS4 jobby, I reckon.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that did slightly put me off with the technical side of it. But this is the Final Fantasy game. This is the game I've been screaming out for. Whenever I play a Final Fantasy game, I'm always sitting there thinking, I wish this was like open world, and
Right.
I don't have to do this turn-based combat.
Mm-hmm.
So this really has hooked me in, and I like what they've done. Did you watch that? They did like a big event in Los Angeles. Like I think it was called Uncovered.
Yeah.
And it sort of showed off their sort of what they're bringing out, like an anime and a CGI film, and then all the sort of build up to so you're getting to know the characters and know this world that's coming up.
Yeah.
So that has hooked me in, and that's why it's become my most anticipated game of the year.
So marketing bollocks has got Adkins hooked, essentially. Unbelievable. I read the other day actually that the CGI film has been released in Japan.
Oh, really?
Doing all right. Got 70,000 people in its first few showings or whatever, which is higher than most video game shit does.
Yeah, it's got a few casts. It's got Jesse out of Breaking Bad.
I can't. Yeah, go on, Jesse. He'll always be Jesse to me, unfortunately.
That's it.
Trouble those programs. They do cost people their actual real names. It's like Mackenzie Crook out of The Office. I'll never call him Mackenzie Crook. It'll always be Gareth.
Yeah,
that has spoiled it for him. But can Square Enix be trusted to deliver on this? It's been in development a long, long time. Is there concerns there at all? Are you confident they'll bring it home?
I think they bring it home, but it is just this technical side with the sort of limited power that they've got on the PS4 now. They're sort of struggling. I can see it. Right, it's going to be a 30 FPS jobby, which is fine.
Knock it down to the low 10s.
As long as it's consistent 30. But if it's knocking, and that's the thing, mate. All their games have been sort of linear. Not too much going on in the world, but this is like an open world with like living and breathing things. So like there's cars and other people in the world, so they're thinking, oh god, is this gonna be an absolute disaster? But the actual gameplay and that, I quite like the combat. A lot of people have not got on with it.
Yeah, I didn't get on with it, but I don't. I'm sure it's deeper than what was shown that in the Platinum demo.
Yeah.
I heard you can parry in it, which I didn't know. So that is.
Yes, that's another thing. That fucking geezer that was playing it in that E3 demo, he was awful, wasn't he?
Well, that didn't help, did it? He kept getting punched through, and I was like, oh god, this is like those moments where you go, where are the cringe moments of E3? That was one of them.
Yeah.
Watching him really struggle with that, poor fucker.
So I think they will bring it home because they've pumped a lot of money into this, so banking on it. If not Square, it's a fucked it, isn't they?
Yeah, exactly. Worldwide release of 30th of September. Is it going to be a day one jobby?
It will be for me, yeah.
It will be a day one jobby. Okay, so that's locked in. I've wrote that down to remember. So if that doesn't occur, there'll be an inquest into what has happened there. Second on the list, No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
How's this got on there?
Piper.
Is it
It's been a bit of his, how hyped he is for him sort of does get me a bit excited, to be honest.
Yeah.
But this is one, I've just been following ever since we've seen this. Was about 2 E3s ago now. Probably had the first sort of reveal or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just did like I'm a big fan of sort of space exploration and stuff. So just like the concept of the game really has hooked me in, and it looks like it's been getting hyped and hyped, and that's one thing that does scare me about how hyped this game has become.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm with you on this one now. And now any videos that pop up saying, new 5-minute trailer, and I just bin it off now.
Yeah.
I'm done. I've seen enough. I know I've seen the premise of the game. I think, right, that's what I want. Yeah. That's it. That's all I need to know now.
Yeah. Before we talk about the game specifically, there was actually a bit of news that come out in the week around the equation that's being used to form this game. They've talked a lot about how it can form, almost unlimited amount of planets. But apparently there's a Belgian plant geneticist named Johan Goyles, who published, so basically his algorithm, he's saying he's got a pattern on that, and Hello Games have stolen that pattern. It's a super formula is what he calls it.
Right.
Well, nothing's been said. It's all gone silent, so I don't know. Could jeopardise the entire... I doubt it will. It'd be interesting to see what... Here we go. Over 18 quintillion planets, they reckon.
I didn't even know that existed.
No, nor did I. There's a bit of knowledge for you guys there. What do you... he's talking about you liked Uncharted. It's got a very direct kind of approach to its storytelling in particular. And The Last of Us, another example of that. Maybe not so in The Phantom Pain. That was a bit there. But... How do you think you're going to fare with this one when it is literally you kind of make your own story? There's this general idea that you've got to work your way to the centre of the universe, but for all intents and purposes, this is you out there pretty much on your own doing whatever you want to do, really.
Yeah, it's hard because I have got a short attention span.
Yeah.
So yeah, whereas I like to know that there is an end game coming, I'm working towards this point. Yeah. I have got better because I do prefer shorter games. I don't like playing a game for sort of 200 hours or whatever. I get bored of like the Fallout games and stuff after a while. But fuck it. But I'm getting better with which I like pumping like nearly 100 hours into that.
Jesus.
So as long as it's got the balls to carry on for those hours, as long as it's not the same repetitive shit and not much story and stuff, as long as it's keeping me hooked in and keeping me interested to play, that shit, hopefully it'll have the legs. But yeah, games with like Minecraft and stuff, I'll play that and I'll play it for a few hours. But then when you've got no objective to actually finish line, you're just playing this for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Then then it can become a bit of a problem for me personally.
Well, then is that not a concern with this?
It is, yeah. Now I'm thinking, saying this out loud, I'm starting to go, oh no, I don't want it. That's it, bin, FIFA 17, number 2. Installed. So, no, that's why I'm worried. That's why I don't want to look too much into if there is like an ending or whatever. So I'll give it a go. I'll just buy it, have a go, and then if it gets binned, it gets binned. But
going to be a day one committer then?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, another one. I do like buying games on day one. I don't like missing out. Nah. But yes, I'm not. Yeah, it'll be a day one jobby, I reckon. PS4 as well, I reckon. I'll go.
Well, this is the problem because you can bump. Apparently, there's a very small chance of it, but you can bump into other players, and you probably will fly past them and not even know. But it's not typical. It's not. So I don't think it's something that we can meet up on.
Right.
Which if you look on a PC, I reckon someone will do a mod for that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Friends. So you've got to think of the modding community that they could do with this game if they get their hands on it, and if they take to it like they do with like the GTAs and the Skyrims and the Fallouts, the stuff they do on that, they could change this game completely and give you a bloody Star Wars game almost.
Yeah, that's very true. Or one big deciding factor as well. Normally when I'm buying PC games, it's the price, and I haven't been able to find it under 40 quid on PC yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's something Hello Games are making sure of, but it's not on any of the other sites that you can pick up games for a lot cheaper other than Steam.
Wow.
So yeah, that is a big decide. I'm thinking, bloody yeah, I think the most I've ever played for a PC game is about 28 quid. And this one's sitting at about $39.99. I'm thinking, oh, hang on, I don't know if I can commit to that.
What game was it that you bought for 28 quid? Can you remember?
I think it might have been a GTA actually, GTA 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That doesn't lose its value.
Nah, that's it. Nah, but it's something similar along those lines.
Not used to it, are you, Master Race Boys?
No, £60 AAA title we want.
Unbelievable. So it's coming out August the 9th in America, North America that is, and then August the 10th in the EU. We'll get Piper on between now and then. And Piper, for those that have just joined IGC and didn't listen to the Dimp Digital podcast, he is the big champion of No Man's Sky within the team. He's all over it. He's looking forward to that more than anything. His whole year hinges on this. He'll erase 2016 from his brain if this doesn't get up to his expectations, and I have no idea what those expectations are, and we'll get him on before August the 9th and 10th to find out and dig into his brain. But another day one that he's put down there, people start questioning that if these don't come in. We then move on to Mafia 3.
Yeah.
So that's an October 7th release date.
Right.
You played the first two of these first of all, I guess it's a good place to start.
I haven't played the first one. I tried to the other week, but I can't seem to get it. It's it's not been digitalized,
Right, yes.
say, on Steam or anything.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it, when you have that problem?
Does
Backwards compatibility, though, it doesn't always exist. Oh, well, to be honest, it's a PS2 game, that era, so it's definitely not coming. But everyone always told me the Master Race is always backwards compatible.
That's right. No, but apparently this is something down to the licensing thing with the music, apparently.
Oh, really?
Online, yeah, because they have the radios, don't they, with the songs. It's because 2K or whoever owns it haven't had the license for the songs anymore, so they can't put it on Steam or anything. And that was another reason why number 2 was taken off, but they've then now renewed those licenses, and that's why it's back on.
Okay. So you've not played 1, you've played 2.
Played 2, not too long ago, actually. I think I must have finished that just before E3.
Really?
Yeah, so I'll smash through that just in anticipation of number 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I did have a little play of that on the Xbox 360 when it first arrived, a little bit, but that was another sort of one where I picked up and got bored and never went back to it. But
yeah,
that's a different story. But yeah, I've played it through. I like it. Yeah, it's very good. It's a lot. It's obviously going to get comparisons to GTA, but it's more linear than GTA, isn't it? You're not. It's like, although it's an open world, you're not really driving around looking for stuff in the open world or whatever, you know.
No, it's just like it's like almost like it's there for this as a vehicle for the story rather than it doesn't put areas out and side mission stuff. It is you drive to a point in the map and then a mission will trigger and then you'll use the open world to perhaps get away at the end of it. But I liked that because then it's you know when you get these games and they're 50 hours and I think oh, I got time.
Collectibles.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just not interested in it. And I've said this before, but this is why Mafia 3 concerns me slightly, because it looks like they've added all that stuff in. They've crumbled to their knees at the people snapping at their heels going, oh, there's nothing to do in the open. Yeah. I want icons. I want Ubisoft forming on it. And I feel like they've almost just they've buckled, and given it to them. Not to say it won't be a good game, but I just prefer the no nonsense style of 1 and 2 and the very good storytelling. You know, the open world stuff, you lose the storytelling because I don't know, it's either really urgent and you feel like you don't want to do the side missions because you want to push the story along, or it's just not engaging enough and you end up doing these stupid pointless side missions. And I don't know, not many games make the side missions that interesting. There's a few that do it, and you know, have exactly The Witcher, have Hangar 13 and 2K check got the credentials. Have they got the gonads and the skills to make this into a game that has, you know, side stuff that's actually relevant to what's going on, or if it's not relevant, interesting at least. I don't want to be going around clearing out bases, which is what I think I've seen a lot of so far. Yeah,
it's got its concerns about that. To wait and see, but yeah, again, the gameplay and stuff looks cool. I like the brutal kills and things that I've been seeing.
Yeah, I do like the look of the gunplay. Actually, that is something that I was like, oh, that looks actually a lot better than I expected. So, you know, I won't write it off beforehand. I'm just I'll put my line in the sand now. I like Mafia 1 and 2. If they change it too much and it becomes almost like a cookie cutter open world game, not to say I won't like this, it just won't feel very unique anymore.
No, won't have its Mafia feel.
No, which is a shame. But we'll see about that particular one. It's number 3 on your list. It said October the 7th, 2016, as he eats his chocolate bar again. Is this a day one purchase?
What else is in October? Is there anything else?
Lots in October. I think that's the month of Battlefield 1, Gears 4, Titanfall 2. There's a lot coming out in that sort of area. So
it might not be. This could be a couple of weeks wait, I reckon.
The thing is, the longer you put it off, the more it'll back into other games.
Yeah, that is true.
Then we get to January and you go, oh, it's too late.
It's fucked it. I'll buy it next year. So it's not. It looks good, but it's not. It hasn't got me the ghoulies to go right. Day one.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so in October you've got Gears of War 4. Cool. Got Paper Mario, which is not of interest to anyone. People. Well, anyone's right. Then you've got, which we will talk about, Rise of the Tomb Raider on PS4, Skylanders, Battlefield 1, Civilization 6, The Last Guardian, which was cut from your top 5. I can announce that now. Spoiler alert, no Last Guardian on this list. Titanfall 2, Skyrim Remastered or Special Edition on consoles, and then the World of Final Fantasy, which I'm not too familiar with. So that's the month of October, but you dribble straight into November, and then you've got Call of Duties, you've got Nintendo. Sorry, that classic NES is coming out, which might interest people. Watch Dogs, Dishonored, Gran Turismo, and that's
Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Pokemon Sun and Moon, which is no doubt going to be hot stuff. So actually, if you look at single player games, it's not going to clash with too much new.
No.
But it's one of those ones that could slip away, unfortunately. And we mentioned Dishonored 2. That is number 4 on your list. So Bethesda publisher, Arcane Studios developer. Yeah. Again, it's a sequel. So does this? I played the first one.
Yeah, played the first one. Loved it. I'm just about to go. I'm trying to get the power to go through the DLC. Actually, I've got the. I bought it and finished it on 360. Loved it. And now, I bought the Ujima Flip edition on PC.
All right, yeah.
And it's got all the DLC that I've had a little dabble in, but not played the whole way through, but I've heard good things on the Dimp reviews.
Yeah, so I think I played through the challenges, and I played a tiny bit of the story one, and then I didn't bother finishing it. Not because it was bad, I'd had my fix by then. Challenges are quite interesting, and obviously there's a separate story for you to go through. What was it you liked? I assume, this was Bethesda's kind of main product or game they showed at their press conference at E3. What was it about the walkthrough they did that kind of you thought, right, I'm up for this again? Or was it just the fact that you liked 1 so much that 2 was always going to be high up in the consideration?
Yeah, I think to be honest, I didn't think the gameplay really hooked me in that much from what I saw of it. I thought it's mainly
Domino.
Yeah, mainly I'm just because I like 1 so much, I just thought, I've got to get 2. But when I actually did watch the gameplay, like I saw some new mechanics and stuff, but I didn't think it looked that much different, in the gameplay aspects. I thought obviously graphically it looks a bit better, but I thought, they've added a couple a bit better. Yeah, like the weather now.
The sandstorms coming through, didn't they? And
that's it
and whatnot. But it's a November 11th release. It's on my checklist as well, this one.
Yeah.
Because of 1. I actually had to struggle playing through 1 actually. I had it on 360, got about 4 hours in, binned it, and then got the remaster edition of it last Christmas. Played through it, loved it. Don't know why I didn't finish it the first time. Poor, really.
Yeah, strange. It might have been dependent on what was out at the same time.
Yeah, I was in that mode actually where I was buying games. I wasn't buying games. I was renting games from Love Film.
Right.
So I was burning through them, and because that felt like I had to take it slow, I was like, well, it's a bit slow paced. I need to get through this, and I just binned it in the end. In fact, my actual second run through, one I went through the whole game without killing anyone. So
wow,
there's a little stat for you there.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 playable characters in this one.
Yeah, that interests me quite a bit. I did like Corvo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like I'm a massive fan of BioShock, so that's what hooked me in the first part to this game.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, and I love stealth games as well, so it was the mixture of that. So it looks awesome the way you can mix it up. Is it you can play both characters? Do they have separate stories, or are you just going through?
This is one thing I don't know, and that's they've opened this that you can have 2 characters. Brilliant. What are the differences between playing for them? Is there going to be mechanic differences? Is there going to be different powers each of them can have? Is it just that the story or the people around you will change slightly? I.e. people will be like, oh, Emily Empress, rather than Corvo, you dirty tramp. Or will they have their own separate story arc and it will actually be worth playing through twice? I don't know. I think that's where they might slip up a little bit. By introducing 2 characters, people will jump on it if there's not opportunities to have a lot more diverse gameplay or story or both. Which isn't a bad, most games don't do it, but when you have 2 characters, you kind of need a reason why to play the other again, not just to go through the same game. But to my knowledge, to what I've seen, I've had very little confirmation as to how they're doing this and whether it will be any different. So I mean, off the bat, would you have a preference between Emily and Corvo, or?
I'll probably stick with Corvo. I hate women.
Fair enough.
Really, no, I don't really. I'd stick with Corvo. I thought it was cool, but no, I'd like to try something new. But I'm sticking with Corvo. Fuck the bitch.
I'm hoping there is some kind of gameplay difference or story difference in it, and then you want to play through both. But I haven't got my breath held or my hopes that high for that. Final one for the top 5 of 2016 anticipation. Gears of War 4 sneaks in there as an Xbox One exclusive.
I had to put one in. I feel like I've been holding back on the old Xbox.
Yeah, well, to be fair, the only one you've really got for PlayStation is No Man's Sky, and that's available on PC, so it's only a console exclusive on PS4. So really, they've been shunned, or they haven't really got anything out, actually. I think, thinking about it, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that's coming out this year. Gears of War 4 is coming out.
Last Guardian.
October. Oh, yeah, cool. So that didn't make the cut.
No, binned.
That is true. That's actually the only one, I think. There's probably another one now you said that. But Last Guardian, yeah, that is a PS4 only game. But Gears 4 is an Xbox One and Microsoft Windows game.
Yeah.
So it will be coming to the Master Race via the Windows Store, which everyone loves.
Oh, blimey, governor.
Don't like it.
Oh, absolute dog shite. No, it's poor. No, I won't be getting it through that. Yeah, fucking dreadful. It is awful. It's like a shit app.
So hang on, if it was, it's like Pokemon. So it's so hang on, if it's made it up, this doesn't exist in real life, this scenario, but it will for the next 5 minutes. Gears of War 4 comes out. Xbox One, £45. Can't find it any cheaper. Even Asda are going, no, you stump up for this one. 45 big ones. Yep. Windows Store has it for 30.
The thing is, Windows stores fucking won't have it for 30 because all their AAA games on here are still 40 quid. Rise of the Tomb Raider, 40 quid. Fucking Quantum Break, 45 quid. This is PC!
As a promotion, though, they've decided that they've made a mistake in the past and that Gears is now going to be a new way of doing it. £30, they say. Do you then go and become a Windows Store wanker?
I could possibly crumble at the knees, to be fair.
For the sake of 3 pints of lager, he's crumbled. Turned his back on it.
Absolute. But then Gears of War Ultimate Edition ran like an absolute pig as well on launch.
Did it?
Yeah, apparently so.
Oh, dear,
and Quantum Break, actually. So they've not had a very good run in yet.
No.
So we'll see. But yeah, I think I might stick with Xbox on this one just because of the co-op play.
Oh, sure, yeah, there's got to be a big banker on there. So Gears of War 4, I played the beta, I was critical of the beta. It is just more Gears, which, what do I expect, really? I don't know, but it takes place 25 years after Gears of War 3. We know that JD Phoenix is Marcus Phoenix's son, and we know that Marcus Phoenix pops up in the game. There's been videos surfacing the last 7 days with him in amongst the gameplay. You don't see much of him, but he's there and about. So it looks like there's a part of the game where you go out with him. What do you want from this? Are you happy with the 5th version of Gears of War where it hasn't changed a lot, or do you want?
I liked the concept. I like how their formula. Yeah. What I want from it is more Uncharted. That's what I want. I want that big set piece action bits where shit's flying about, and I want that sort of as if I'm playing a Hollywood movie. I think that would work really well. Like they do have those sort of things, like in the first game, you sort of when you start out, the fucking building starts falling around.
Yeah.
So like that. So I just want that on a grander scheme. Really, I'm happy with just the cover-based shooter. Chainsaw, whatever. I think the gameplay's fine.
Right.
But yeah, just those. That's all I want from it. It's just a decent, 15 to 20 hours campaign that can be done co-op, half decent story. Protagonist that I don't think, he's a bellend.
Well, I'm worried about JD.
Yeah, that's it. When you see anything, I hate these already, idiots. But yeah, that's what I'm after. It's big set pieces that make me think, fucking hell, that was cool.
Did the demo give you any indication that might be happening in the E3 demo? Because there was a lot of the gameplay was a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff. It was like a big storm or something.
Yeah,
weren't there? Which I was like, that looks quite impressive actually.
Yeah, it has to be honest. Yeah, I still need more. I need more. But yeah, it looks like it's on the right tracks, like you say, with the storm and things flying about, and all these new enemies and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see big fuck off set pieces. That's all I want.
That's all he wants out of his kids. What about Horde mode? They've announced it.
I like that. That's because that's another section of the game. It is co-op. That's the best of it. I do like that. So, and I did play the first game a lot. That will probably might be one of my most online played games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I reckon on the 360.
Yeah.
Early COD days and early Gears of War days.
Yeah.
So that is enjoyable. So that's one that I think a few all boys get it. I'll be happy to jump on. And Horde mode's brilliant. A lot of people are that now, aren't they? From Horde mode, most games have got it these days. But yeah, it looks good that it's coming back.
Yeah, I think it's Hall will definitely buy it. Logan will follow suit, and then there's a good chance I'll end up with it.
Nice.
At some point.
Baby Adkins will be getting involved as well.
Oh, really? Okay, fair enough. There's going to be plenty of us on there. That could be a recipe for some good hoarding, depending on the player limit. But there it is. That makes the final 5. So is that day 1?
Well, does the
Dishonored 2 a day 1? Actually, I'm not sure if I've
Dishonored 2.
That sounds like a no.
Dishonored 2 could be I'm just looking at that list again. I think I worked out how much I'd spent over the year. I think so far I've done about 600 or 700 quid on gaming this year. And I think I'm averaging about 70 quid a month, I think.
Fucking hell.
June and July were quite dry, actually. But from definitely in January to May, I was doing about 75 to 80 quid a month on games.
Really?
Yeah. So I've had a little bit of a halt. So now I'll be back in the market. So what have I got? I've got No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
And
Final Fantasy.
Just having a look what else is on there. I won't buy any more. Deus Ex, I'm not really.
Deus Ex not?
Well, that's a waiter, I think. I will want to get, but I still haven't finished the other one yet. So I don't like. I'm a completionist. I don't like playing one unless I've done the others.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go through that yet. So that'll be a waiter.
Yeah.
Even the Attack on Titan game. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Not really, no. But
that's a Japanese anime, but that looks quite fun. But that's another one that could cross. There's a few games.
Yeah.
Remember FIFA's one I will buy. I'm not really that hyped for it, but it's just one I will buy.
Is it because of the story mode?
Yeah, that geezer, I love him. Nah, fucking hate him. Nah, it's just one that I'll always play because that's what I've been doing recently. It's just probably my most played game since Uncharted 4. I've just been picking it up and having a couple of games.
Oh, really? Online or?
Nah, just play on my own, on my top.
Just open the second controller port and play against no one. Absolutely thunderbolt them. Yeah.
That's it. So I've got Final Fantasy, so that could be a go. And Mafia, and then Gear. So I've said Mafia could be a waiter. Depends if I buy Mafia. If I buy Mafia on day 1,
yeah,
then Gears. Wow, but then fucking hell. Literally, I didn't realise that Rise of the Tomb Raiders coming out the same day as Gears 4 as well.
Yeah, it's a blower, isn't it? It's causing problems now, isn't it?
That's going to be about £100 a month then. I'll buy them all, fuck it. They're all day 1ers. Gears of War, yeah, fuck it. I'll have it day 1.
Done.
Take it.
Installed onto there. One game I was surprised not to see on your list was South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
It was between that and Gears that I was going to slot into that top 5.
Yeah.
Because I was a big fan of the first one. And
sure.
I like what I saw on E3, and yeah, I think they're brilliant games. So yeah, it was a toss up, but I thought Gears of War was more of a sort of AAA,
right?
Much anticipated game.
AAA pig, isn't you? He won't play inside, but will play the fourth iteration of Gears. Unbelievable.
Let these indie developers grovel at the feet.
Let's move on. So PS4, Xbox One crossplay. It's been rumbling on for quite a while now, but it's stirred up again because Rocket League and Gwent developers are ready for PS4 and Xbox One crossplay. Rocket League developers, Sarnix and CD Projekt Red, have both said that they're ready to do this. Sarnix told IGN that they could enable crossplay within a few hours.
That's what fucks me off
so
much.
Business day. CD Projekt Red come along and say, this is for Gwent, really. They're thinking about this, which is a fair point. It's going to be a heavily multiplayer game. The more players they can bring together, the better it's going to be for their game. We are keeping our fingers crossed for Rocket League paving the way. We do have a technical solution in place for the PS4 and would love to add Sony's platform to the crossplay at the start of the open beta. All we need now is the green light from Sony. At the end of the day, this is for the players, isn't it?
That's it.
Using their own tagline against them. Gauntlet's been laid down again. This time it's not Microsoft hasn't said anything. These are now the developers almost not pleading, but saying, look, it's there. There's just give us and we'll flick a switch and it'll be done within a day or so. The Gauntlet's laid down for Sony. Do you think? I know where they should cave, but do you think they ever will cave to this?
I don't know. They fucking should, because it's so stupid. Like Street Fighter 5, flawlessly crossplay between PC and PS4. Right. You would not tell the difference when you're playing it. There's no interruptions, runs as smooth as a baby's backside.
Yeah.
But that's all they've got to do is just switch a fucking flip, and that's it. Flip or switch. Switch or flip. But fucking hell, just do it, Sony, for fuck's sake. So many games would be so much better playing. I don't know if it would affect sales. Do you think?
Well, the thing is, from a business sense, the way the sales are going, PS4 are running away with it. They're selling like hotcakes. To them, they just think, well, why should we really?
Yeah.
Then, other than as a PR, public relations increase move, which sometimes does happen. Financially, people aren't going to suddenly go away and buy Xbox Ones instead of PS4s because of this. That won't happen.
No.
I think that it just would be a good move for them politically and in the press for them to do it because, and they go, okay, even though we're ahead, we'll definitely do what we want to make our developers for our platforms happy and our gamers. I still think that, it's great to have crossplay, but when you're playing Rocket League, that's crossplay between PC and PS4 and Xbox One and PC, so they're separate, but they can both play against PC. Like if Dave Salmon jumps on it, I can't find him and play with him as a friend. There's no platform for us to find each other. I am just playing against. I've just got a wider kind of net of people to play against.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm going to be on my PS4 and you're going to go on your Xbox One and we can then go right party up Rocket League. I don't think that's ever going to happen because there'll need to be some kind of unified.
I think you can do that on Street Fighter 5.
Can you?
They have a thing called Battle Lounge.
That was it, actually. I remember you saying this, actually. Or maybe Dave, but he did mention this Battle Lounge.
Yeah. So they need that installed, where, like you say, you can add someone. And that's what you have. When you start the game, you have this universal username. So it's not using your gamer tag. You have a universal username, and you use that, so you can find them.
So when you first boot up Street Fighter, you create almost another account within it.
Yeah. And then that is what you use. You search via that. So you're right. That you can't do that in Rocket League.
No.
But Street Fighter have proved that it works flawlessly. So they should all do that.
Right. So if they were to introduce that, so each of these games you basically make a profile, almost like a Uplay account on Uplay games. You're saying that within Street Fighter you can find PC players in there by adding them as a friend or searching for their username.
Yep, that's correct.
Interesting. So that can be done.
Yeah,
it'll be game specific, but it can be done.
Yeah,
that's what's needed. That's the way to make it possible because that kind of it circumvents the whole you've got to have PlayStation chat or whatever. You can use the game chat. Then the game itself is facilitating the connection. So if that can be rolled out, then that is exactly what's required in my view.
Should be, yeah. Yeah, it's just come on, Sony, do it, mate. Xbox has said, come on, we'll do it.
They're really good. I think in a few days there'll be another comment saying, come on, from Microsoft. Sony I don't know. Just like you said, just do it. It's not going to affect sales that bad. The thing that's going to affect sales is when they want to release these bloody Neos and Scorpio. That's what's going to throw everything up in the air. So don't worry about crossplay because when you start releasing that and confusing people, there'll be I reckon, I don't know what happened with the sales, but I think people, the casual out there, will be confused, thinking what's going on. So worry about that, not about chat and crossplay. If the developers can make a system that works, let them use it. Hack it in. Right. Let's move on to Pokemon Go because I know we discussed it last week, but it's been now a whole week since it's been out. We've both played it quite a fair bit, so I want to get this in before the podcast ends itself. Me and Sam spoke about it last week. He went through his experience. I've been playing it a week. I thought this might be a weekly check-in with whoever's on to see how they're getting on with Pokemon Go because it's that big at the moment. I'm enjoying it. It's not without its faults or its problems. But as a whole, I'm enjoying my time spent on it. How are you finding Pokemon Go, Adkins?
I fucking love it. It's so addictive. It is that game that, like you were saying earlier with your Uncharted, where you go to work and think about it, but it's even better because you go to work and you play it. That's what I'm doing, mate. I work with a mate and he's always like, what the fuck are you doing? Work. Stop playing looking for Pokemon.
Yeah, so hang on. Bulbasaur's just popped up.
Yeah, it is fucking brilliant. I love the get out and go aspects of it, you know, the like as a health thing. I've always, like, until now, since I've been, I wouldn't even fucking go up walk up the shop. I'd drive.
Yeah,
which is the co-op. It's like what, 500 yards or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll drive, but now I'm thinking I've got an excuse to go and walk up there. I'll walk up there and collect Pokemon on the way. It's actually getting me out.
Yeah, it's crazy because when I was coming back from London from work on Thursday, my usual line back was broken. So I got to the London station, which I normally depart from, had to take another line, which is about another 15-minute walk. Now, normally, I'm like, fucking useless. I'm livid because I think I've got to walk another bloody a mile and a half up the road, basically, get on a different train and whatnot. But I was like, I'm not that bothered. I whacked Pokemon Go out. I was like, right, I've got some eggs in the incubation that are going to profit from this. Had it out. Was having a little wander, catching Pokemon on the way. I was not bothered at all that my train line had been ballsed over and it made me walk another mile. I was actually enjoying it, and you're right, it does make you want to actually go out and walk. Although when we went out the other evening to Pokemon Hunt, it was driving around a lot. But you can go walking. We had the suggestion of parking a car either side of the seafront, didn't we, and walking all the way down it. So it's a great thing, and if they can, I want, this is what I want really. Right. I'm not at this stage yet, but I know going forward I'm going to want a more passive experience. Right. I want my eggs to be clocking up distances in some sort of proper sleep mode. Like, I want it to run in the background. Yeah. I want it to be off the screen so I can do other things on my phone. Not necessarily just turn the screen off, but just do other things on my phone and have it ticking over. Like, I was using Google Maps the other day, and they had this functionality. You close it, and it's still there in the background giving you directions. So it is possible, this technology. Yeah. Better yet, I'd like going forward some sort of push notification when a Pokemon's nearby. So it goes, beep, there's a Bulbasaur or a Charmander nearby. So then I think, oh, actually, I'll open the app and go and catch him. Better yet, it would be great if you could customize the notification system that will alert you for only certain types of Pokemon. Yeah, that would be you know, because it's going to get to the stage where we're all going to only need to catch about 20 or so left. So all the Pidgeys and stuff, you don't want to be catching a Drowsy for the 500th time. So if you could somehow customize it where it would only alert you when there's a rare one or one you haven't got, that'd be even better. Probably living in Dream World there. Now, I know there is a Pokemon Go Plus kind of accessory Bluetooth that you can buy that will give you a much more passive experience. But first of all, good luck getting one because they're out of stock everywhere you go. Mm-hmm. Absolutely flying off the shelves, and they're going to cost you 35 quid a pop. There's things they can do with the app to help people with this, because it isn't just that, it is a battery drain. Like, I ran out, didn't I, midway through our session. It was just, I was like, oh, just sit here then whilst you're collecting all the rare shit. So that's what I would like from it going forward. I'm not at the stage yet where I need it, but I know eventually you get to that. There'll just be one day where I just don't open it when I first go on the train, and that'll be the day when I know, oh, it's happened. Like, I've stopped, you know, obsessing about this game. It'll just be sudden. I used to play Draw Something every single day. It was like a Pictionary like game on phones. You had friends requests on that, and you'd draw a picture and have to guess what it was. And I played that solidly for 2 weeks. Not every single day I'd put that on, and then one day I just didn't switch it on in the morning, and I didn't realise till I got home that evening. I thought, oh shit, I didn't play Draw Something. And I never did. Never went back to it. Wow. It's a very steep cut off.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, I know what you mean, but at the minute it's hooking us in.
Yeah, it is hooking us in for sure. Nintendo have profited massively out of this in terms of their stocks, and a lot of people have been giving them lots of credit. I did last week. But if you look at the nuts and bolts of this, it's developed by Niantic. The Pokemon Group essentially publish it. If you work out the maths, I mean, there's going to be more accurate figures out there, but it's probably only about 30% of Nintendo's doing this. Yeah. Do you think they're getting too much credit for this? Because essentially, all they've done is green light the project, really.
Yeah.
They license it. They own parts of the Pokemon Group and Game Freak and bits of that. It's a bit weird the way it's set up, but this is not a complete Nintendo decision either. They've gone out and driven this forward. Niantic have developed it, as we've said.
That's it.
Are they getting too much credit?
They are, because they're the big daddies.
Yeah, it's true.
Niantic. Anyone ever heard of Niantic before this?
Well, those that have played Ingress would have, and
well.
Webmaster Chappers was harping on about them beforehand. But yeah, a lot of people won't have done. And a lot of people probably won't after this, because they don't. Most people playing this in a casual audience will think, "Oh, Nintendo are great."
Yeah,
and they come out of it.
That is very true. Yeah, so maybe they aren't. Let's take some of that credit back. Fucking bastards.
Yeah, there's a few battle. I don't think the battle system's very good. I think it's
no. A lot of people have been calling that they want a sort of more traditional Pokemon battle system, don't they? The turn-based.
Yeah. Now, what I'd say about that is, Sam mentioned it and hit the nail on the head last week. It wouldn't be as popular if it was too turn-based. Like,
true.
Casuals wouldn't play it. But what I was thinking after that podcast, I was thinking, what could they do to improve it? And I was thinking of something along the lines of, when you get to a certain level, you can become an advanced Pokemon trainer, which then opens up the option to battle tactically if you want to. Don't know. Again.
Yeah, they could do. They have that on other games, don't they? They have like like a simplified version of it for training and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what this game needs, is a fucking extensive tutorial.
Campaign!
Campaign mode. I want a fucking 40-hour campaign about Pikachu.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm not too keen on the tutorials, and I'll tell you why.
No?
Because I've enjoyed all the back and forth that we have. We've got a group set up, of like 10, 11 of us, all asking questions, finding out bits of information. It's kind of, we're all talking about the game and finding out ourselves by getting bits of information off each other, or random people in the street will help you with certain things. I like the fact that it's not completely spoon-fed, because you find something new out every day. Like, I didn't know about this whole Eevee thing being evolved. There's things like that which I think are quite cool that you won't get.
That's very true, yeah. But then when you go out and play it and you go, right,
the location. Does the location hunting actually work? I don't believe it does. Although you did say you caught one on the seafront, you had to go and find it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it looks like it does work, but it's glitched at the minute. I reckon there's some free stick glitch. So the way that everyone thinks it works, I think it should start working like that soon in an update. So as long as that goes, then we'll think. But the main thing this game needs is, like you said, our group is awesome, and it helps to keep this game interesting.
Yeah.
So it needs that social side. I think I need to be able to add friends, and they've already confirmed they're going to be doing leaderboards and trading soon.
Yeah.
So it needs that social. So I want to be able to add you as a mate and battle against you and practice.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. I mean, if we're looking at the people in our group, the leader at the moment is Mr. Piper.
He is.
So he's our current Pokemon champion. Hall left livid behind him. I must be eating away at him as he listens to this. But my biggest takeaway of Pokemon Go so far is that Pokemon itself is actually quite cool. I'd forgotten how much fun the idea of Pokemon is, and how fun it is to collect these little monsters in video games. And I'd forgotten how much fun I probably had when I was playing the Game Boy version of hunting out and finding these. Just that it's in a little bit more of a reality-based game, because you actually got to wander off and do stuff. But the actual idea of Pokemon is still very appealing to me. And that's what I've discovered about this. I still really want that big-budget console version of Pokemon, though. I know they're not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. But there we go. That's Pokemon Go. I mean, I'm sure when I have new people on, if they're still playing it, we'll be dipping in and talking about this, because we will get. There'll be a cliff at some point where we stop playing it, and then there's an interesting discussion to have there.
I'm really interested to see the longevity of this game, how long it does last,
Yeah.
I reckon people will probably start dropping off already, the casuals, but they got the hardcore. As soon as they start doing some more updates and things, it could suck everyone in, but it has taken the world by storm, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. One more piece I'm going to cover off before we close this particular down. We'll do the new releases for this week as well. Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration has got its PlayStation 4 release. It's October the 11th. This was a timed exclusive on Xbox One and then come to PC earlier this year. It will come with a new story chapter called Blood Ties, a new co-op endurance mode, and support for PlayStation VR. Also, the chance to play as a classic Lara Croft skin. These things will be available, apart from the PlayStation VR, will be available to PC and Xbox One owners, but you will need the Season Pass to get that. Blood Ties appears to be the only part that's in VR, and I think you go around exploring the Croft Manor in first person, and there appears to be some kind of mode called Laura's Nightmare where you defend the manor against a zombie invasion, and there's also a new mode, Extreme Survivor, coming, meaning you can't save unless you've gathered enough resources to light a campfire. As well as some new outfits and all the DLC that's been released up until then. So it's actually a very generous bundle here coming for the PlayStation 4 players that haven't had a chance to play it. And if you've got the Season Pass on Xbox One or PC, you can get this as well. Wasn't expecting them to put this much effort in, if I'm honest.
No, me neither. I've actually been waiting for this as well.
So you didn't get it on PC? You didn't get it on Xbox One?
No, I found it the other day. I was going to buy it. It was 16 quid on PC. Yeah. And I thought, no, I want to wait, because I remember I bought the first one on PC, had it on 360. I bought it on PC, and then the definitive edition came out for the PS4, and I was like, oh, I want that, but I don't want to buy this game for a third time.
No.
So I promised myself that when this one comes out, I knew they were going to be coming. It was going to be coming, so I've decided to wait, and it looks like it's paid off because they've absolutely released a daddy this coming.
Yeah. They've done very well. I was not expecting all that, so kudos for doing that. And if you have been waiting, I know Mark Smith Biff has also been waiting, so he'll be happy at that as well. Very final piece. Life is Strange. Episode 1 is completely free in full on PC and consoles. If you've not played that game, there is no excuse to not try it now. The whole episode is free, and if you don't like it after the first episode, then there's no obligation to continue buying it. It's an episodic based game. I've ranked it as one of my top 3 from last year. Great game. If you've not played it, head out there and find the version that's nearest to you and give that a go. Let's take a look at the game releases for next week, and then we'll let everyone get out of here. Tuesday the 26th of July, we have We Happy Few, which is coming to early access, I believe, and the Xbox preview program. Headlander on PS4 and PC. Hyper Light Drifter, Xbox One, PS4. That's all on Tuesday, those 3. Friday the 29th of July. Fairy Fencer. June, going back in time. Fairy Fencer F, the Advent Dark Force on PS4. And then Ollie Ollie Epic Combo Edition, which I can only assume is Ollie Ollie 1 and 2. Welcome to Ollywood. That would be my guess. Any of that interests you? The We Happy Few interests me, but not until its full release is established. So that's a weird one for me coming to early access. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I didn't see the need for any beta testing on it. I don't know.
No, it does seem like a strange one to go to thing, but I am really hyped for that game. The more I see of it, the more I like it. It does just look like a carbon copy of BioShock, but I love BioShock, so I'm quite hyped for it. But that's the only one in the list for me.
Yeah, no, I'll be the other. I mean, Ollie Ollie actually, but I've got Ollie Ollie 2, I think, one of them. So a bit of a
skateboard game. Yeah,
it's a 2D indie game. Yeah, it looks hideously hard, but it'd be one of those ones that you just keep going back to. But yeah, We Happy Few. It's it's going to early access and Xbox Live Preview, but I don't want to play it in that state. I'd rather wait for the whole game. A bit of an odd one for me personally, but definitely it's coming along its way, and I'll be interested to see the final product of that. That's it then. So the podcast is going to come to a close. If you guys want to find out any more information of what we're up to during the week between podcasts, head over to dimpdigital.com. It has all of our video content on there, as well as this podcast published there weekly. That's it for now, though. Game over. It's goodbye from Adkins.
See you later.
It's goodbye from me, Apps. Thanks for your time, and ta-da.